Hello, headbangers. Today we are here with Nadim, keyboardist of the red jumpsuit apparatus. Hello, Nadim. How are you doing today?
Good, good. We're very excited to finally announce these plans of coming to South America. It's something that I think everyone in the band, for as long as we've been playing music, it's been a dream of all of ours to come to that side of the world. But I think, I don't know if I can say that this might be a little more special for me personally because I grew up my whole life playing, practicing and learning capoeira, and which obviously taught me so much about the Brazilian culture. And yeah, it's a dream come true for me, and I'm sure the rest of the band to be able to finally come to the shores of Brazil and the rest of the beautiful countries that we're going to.
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to enjoy your stay here in Latin America. Okay, well, in our previous interview, we were talking with Johan, who's the bassist of Amaranthi, and he left you the following question.
All right.
What is the extremely strange thing that nobody would expect, but that you need to bring with you on tour?
Hmm. Um. Well, there's I like because Red Jumpsuit we tour a lot. We tour I think like 60 to 100 shows a year sometimes. So we're on the road almost every single month. For me, I have a gaming laptop. I love playing video games on the road, and we use our gaming laptop for our show as well. But when we're not using it for our show, I'm kind of always using it for video games on the road, and that helps me kill a lot of the time and to pass it. So that's what it is for me. If I leave without my laptop, it's game over.
Oh, yeah, sure. And what games do you like to play, by the way?
Give me 1 second. I think that this light just turned off. I'm just checking it back. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I love playing FIFA. I love playing Halo. Really, like, because we travel a lot, so like a lot of our friends are at home. So sometimes the only way to keep up with stuff at home is joining the Discord servers and playing video games. But yeah, that's FIFA and Halo are like my top two video games, and every now and then I like finishing like the Spider-Man or the Batman games that are out.
Nice. Okay, well, going on, moving on, Nadim, you officially joined the red jumpsuit apparatus during a very important stage in the band career. How was it for you to step into a group with such a strong legacy and songs that marked an entire generation? Myself talking about.
That's a great question. Yeah, it's been I think like 3 or 4, coming up to 4 years now, and it was a very interesting period because I've been friends with the band and I've been working with them for over 10 years now. So they're truly like family to me. Ronnie, our lead singer, he's the reason I have a career in the music industry. So when before joining the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, I was like a tour manager for other bands, and I still do. I have a very beautiful career within the music industry, but it wouldn't have existed without Ronnie's blessing, his trust, his vision, and the risks that he took on me when I was just 18 years old. So I met Ronnie when I was 18, and although he didn't give me an invite to join the band then and there, he taught me almost everything that I know about the music industry today, and gave me a beautiful roadmap to where I eventually joined the band. And I think it came for me personally. It came at the best, most possible time for me. I don't think I would have been able to appreciate it or do as well as I think I'm doing in the band if the opportunity came a few years back rather than when it did come, which was in 2022. And we were all on tour in Australia, and it was Red Jumpsuit and Boys Like Girls. And Boys Like Girls is another band that I work with as well. So and I was just tour managing Red Jumpsuit, and we were going through one of the airports, and there was a piano right after security. And right after we passed through security, I just sat down on the piano while waiting for the rest of the guys. And I think Ronnie had no idea that I knew how to play the keys, and so he was just like, "Can you play Cat and Mouse?" And which is one of our piano songs, and I started playing it like in a broken way, and then I could see that he was just like ideas starting to go about in his head, and about I think 2 months later, the next show that we did together, he asked if I wanted to join as the keyboardist, and over the next year. I toured with them extensively, and now it's really cool to like see the music videos and see myself in it, or a lot of the new promo press and that we've been doing over the past 6 months has this new formation included. So it's a very exciting chapter for me personally. I don't think I would have been able to come to Brazil at least so soon, or get to do all these amazing things that we do without the legacy and the rest of my band members, their support.
Oh, that's nice. Well, the band's classic sound has always been very driven. What has been your personal contribution from the keyboards to modernize the sound without losing the band's original essence?
Right, that's a great question too. Is like we do have songs that are slower that where I am able to kind of put a little bit more of my artistic input on those slower ballads that we do have. But you're extremely right where when people say the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus or talk about our songs, it's usually our energy riffs, and it's that rock and roll aspect of the band. But I think every now and then there are elements for me to be able to not just apply my my knowledge of music to our performances, but I think beyond just my input with the keys, I've worked with the band over the past couple of years to help elevate our overall stage production. So now when we're doing our shows, we have a very coordinated LED backdrop show with the lights and the sound. So all of that we kind of have to coordinate in advance, and I get to together with John, our drummer. We take the realm, and we take the helm of things, and we really go and do everything that we can to be able to give these fans um, as as like impactful of a show as possible. So I think like before me joining, the band didn't really have that element to our live shows, and we did, but it wasn't as coordinated as it is today. And I'm very excited that I'm able to help bring the band into a realm where we do have incredible, we sound great, look great, and have amazing visuals behind us, and everything is kind of in sync together with our performances to give the crowds at the end of the day a great show.
Nice. Okay. On the album Access for Eyes, the keyboards play something a little bit more atmospheric, more emotional role. How was the creative process, and what are they aiming to express through your instrument?
Yeah, that's a great question too. Is like I think what's for me personally, some of the songs on this record have been some of my most favorite Red Jumpsuit songs that we've probably ever put out. And it's because it just we're able to bring back that original sound. I feel like the band had back in the day, but do it in a slightly more modernized way where we're still able to release new music, but have the people that listen to our music still feel that yes, this is Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, and it still has that same feel. But I have to give it to my lead singer Ronnie. I've worked with a lot of incredible singers in my career, and it's Ronnie's vocal range and his vocal tone. I think it's not just unique, but he's put so much time and effort and practice over the past 10 years into his um, just his vocal development. And I think it really shows. Like, a lot of our fans that have been coming to our shows for decades now are saying that this is the best red jumpsuit apparatus that they've ever experienced, and I think we're very, very proud to be able to deliver that.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, many fans see this album as the beginning of a new era for the band. From your perspective, what makes X4Ice different from previous releases?
I think it just has like, shout out to Better Noise, our label, who's come in and really like helped us turn this release into a proper release, in the sense where, we have music videos out, and we have, I think, a couple of more in the pipeline, and we're marketing this record. We're excited about this record, so I think, and I'm sure we've been excited about every single record, and the band has, that's come to date. But I think there's something about, this time and place that we're in right now in 2026, post pandemic. We're getting like a resurgence with the whole pop punk, um, you know, elder emo community, or however you want to call it. But it's, everyone's present and everyone's here. And rather than, not to say that they weren't present the past 10 years, but it felt like when we were putting music out the past 10 years, we were just kind of putting it out more for ourselves. But now it's, we're still doing it for ourselves, but we're seeing that there are people out there that are, you know engaging with the music, and they're reciprocating the efforts that we're putting in there. And for the first time, I think it's like a mutual connection where we're equally excited, and the fans seems to be really, enjoying this music. And I was talking with Joey, our bassist, the other day, and I think our it's weird because normally when we play new songs, it takes a while to get comfortable, performing them, knowing the parts, being able to like just perform them with muscle memory without having to think too much. But for the first time in a long time, these new songs that we're playing are like our favorite songs to play in our set. So I think that that says something, that we're like actually really excited with how everything's come out. And obviously we had a great team behind this record. Credits to everyone, that from our producer to our mixing engineers. But yeah, Ronnie is, he is one hell of a talent, and he's an incredible songwriter. And we I think it's, like you said, it should hopefully be a start to a new beginning, or a new chapter where we can continue putting out music like this for everybody.
Well, this South American tour coincides with the anniversary of Don't You Fake It. How does
Yeah.
it feel to perform iconic songs like my personal favorite, Face Down, or Your Guardian Angel in front of such a passionate Latin American audiences?
Well, I mean, we've heard stories, because like a lot of our friends have been going in and out of South America, for for as long as we've been a band. And it's, I think it's one of those things where like Asia is a huge market for us, Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, and whenever we go there, our shows out there are like maybe 10 times bigger than they are in the States. And there's that raw energy from our fans that aren't necessarily used to seeing us. And so whenever we come back from Asia, all of our friends are just like, "Wow, those videos and pictures seemed unreal." And that's how I feel when I see bands coming back from South America, and I'm like, that seems unreal. Like, it seems like what we call Beatlemania, which was, that effect when the Beatles started traveling all over the world, and people would just, get into mass hysteria, and just go lose their minds, giving a kind of energy that, you don't really get anymore in a lot of the Western markets, or a lot of the markets that we have exhausted a bunch over the years. But coming to some place, not just new, but it's like South America has always been strong with our social media fans and followers. It's always been, if I had a penny for every time the band's got a comment saying "come to Brazil," or come to South America, we'd be very, very, very rich. So it's great that it's finally happening. And it's, I think a lot of people have told me South America might be one of the biggest markets in the world for this kind of music, and I truly believe that's not just possible, that might be true from what I've seen, but I haven't experienced it yet, so I'm just really excited to be able to head down there, and not just experience the shows, but I hope I get some time to experience the culture, get to practice some capoeira and practice my samba a little bit.
Well, we are so excited to have you here also. Well, South America is known for having some of the most intense, loyal rock fans in the world. What are your personal, well, you already answered this, your personal expectations about performing in this region? Well, we already listened a little bit about this, but yeah, can you talk a little bit more about your expectations from your fans here in South America? What do you want to see?
So yeah, I think like over our career, we've met a lot of our South American fans all around the world, because they'll come up to our shows and they'll introduce us, and they'll be from Brazil, from Chile, or from Argentina, and this and that, um, and I'm hoping a lot of those people will come back and see us in their hometowns. They're not having to travel halfway across the world to come see our shows. But I truly do believe that anyone that has seen us, um, if they give us a chance to, if they give all of us a chance to come see us again, it's going to be the best version of Red Jumpsuit that they'll probably ever experience. And I think it goes without saying, like what I was just mentioning. It's we do a lot of the same markets over and over again throughout the year. So being able to come to a new market where I'm sure the fan, you know, response is going to be beyond anything that we can anticipate right now. But I know that we're also ready to give all those fans an incredible show. And I think we've also started, like, in our band group chat, we're just like, all right, let's, the next time we step into rehearsal, we're going to be, bringing out all the tricks and tips, because it's like this is the 20th year anniversary for Don't You Fake It. So not only can the fans expect that whole album to be played from beginning to end, but we're gonna bring in all the hits and create a very, very special set that hopefully the fans out there really appreciate, in a way that we're able to make this tour one of many in the future in South America. Because I think that's the whole goal, is that we want to be able to come and perform these shows in a way where we can keep coming back for a very long time.
Okay. In live shows, keyboards help usually to recreate many layers that only exist in the studio recordings. How has having a permanent keyboardist changed the band's live experience now that you can put all the effects that you need?
Yeah, I mean that's a great point. Like I think a lot of people don't realize that even our like heaviest songs have like elements of organs and like all sorts of ethereal aspects and sounds that we do put in the studio to make the record sound like how it is for everybody that listens to it today. But then a lot of them don't realize that some of these songs maybe have 20, 30 layers of musical inputs and instruments and vocals and chains and stuff that are going in. So it is definitely really, really, I think it's cool, because the fans have been coming up to us now over the past couple of years and just saying that we're not only, it's one of the better shows that they've seen from the band, but we're sounding better than we've ever had. And it also kudos to our amazing sound engineer Gary and Andrew, that these people that work for us, because they, at the end of the day, they have to you know take all the additional inputs that we're doing and make it balanced, so that fans at our live shows can hear everything that's coming from stage. And I think, like, it's easy for us to make a lot of noise and to play a lot of sounds from stage, but it's our crew that really is able to, in a very artistic way, take all those sounds, blend them into a mix that's, not just nice to listen, but gives the fans that feeling where they're able to, make a moment out of those concerts and, almost elevate the experience because everybody can just plug in your AirPods and listen to our music. When you come to our shows, we want that experience of hearing the drums and the guitars and the vocals to be even better than any sound system that you could possibly turn on in your house. And that's why we want people to come to our shows at the end of the day, because it's we at least hope we're delivering up to those standards.
Okay, that's fantastic. That's awesome. Okay, so well, you already answered this question too, but for fans who will be seeing the red jumpsuit apparatus for the first time live, what do you think they can expect from this show? I mean, what message would you like to share with them as a part of this new chapter of the band?
Well, I personally think that it's new fans. Yeah, because I think we addressed all our old fans definitely have something to come and watch, even if they've seen us. But new fans, it's going to be an incredible moment. Like I said, we've been meeting our South American fans all over the world and hearing their stories of how they've had to take planes, trains, boats, or whatever to get to those shows. But we're coming right to you guys, and hopefully it's an easy journey to get to the shows. But then I think we can promise that once you get there and you give us a chance, we're gonna give you a night you're never gonna forget. So
In your okay, and in your latest performances, we've seen that you've had special guests during your shows. Are you planning to have any surprises for your South American shows?
it's I mean, as much like the last, I think a month ago, our last time we did something with a special guest, it was with the Jonas Brothers, and they actually invited us to their hometown show in New Jersey. This was just over a month ago, and we performed face down with the Jonas Brothers. I would love to be able to say that the Jonas Brothers are now going to do us a favor and come to South America and perform their songs with us, but I don't think that's going to happen. Maybe one day in the future, maybe we can dream. We all play a festival and then we collaborate again. But I think that's one of my favorite parts of being in this band is being able to have peers like the Jonas Brothers that also grew up with our music, and we're able to take these collaborations to honor the legacy, um, to make it, because I think that's what it is at the end of the day, is this record that's turning 20 years old, that's given us a beautiful career, not just myself but everybody in the band, and we want to be able to pay homage to that legacy. So I think like we didn't have any features on that first record. It was just the songs back to back to back to back to back. But maybe, I mean, we'll have some. If there are any fans out there that have any ideas of us maybe collaborating with some local musicians, or if there's people that we should be reaching out to that are in the scene or whatever, maybe you can let us know and we can look into it. Like I said, we're trying to do this tour with the intention of making a mark so that we're able to keep coming back. So if that means doing some collaborations, maybe the Jonas Brothers of Brazil would like to do something with us. That we're available and we're coming. So everybody watching, if there's any bands out there that have any ideas, get in touch. Maybe something can work out.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. Okay, well, time is running up. So to wrap things up, can you leave us a random question for our next guest?
Yeah. Do we know who the next guest is, or should I just come up with a question?
Just come up with the question.
Got it. Give me a few seconds. Let me think of an interesting one. And are these guests coming to Brazil essentially, like people that you interview, or are they just random? It could be
No,
anybody,
it could be for anybody, for
anybody,
any institution. Yeah.
or anything. Gotcha. All right. So my question is if and huh, assuming you're talking to someone that's in a band or someone that plays with musicians, um, if you're stuck on an island with only one member of your band or the musicians that you play with or your touring crew, who would it be and why?
Oh, that's a really cool question. Okay, thank you so much for joining our headbanger community. We are so looking forward to seeing you in your South American tour. And well, thank you.
My pleasure. I'll see you all soon. Yeah, if there's anything, reach out. And otherwise, I hope to see you both in Brazil. And you guys can let me know if I'm right about our shows, and you guys can give me a good feedback. Let me know what we can do to improve it.
Of course, we will. So,
Awesome. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Melanie. Thank you, Juan.
thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.